Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 teen movies with the best soundtracks.
Tell me your troubles and doubts.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most distinctive track lists that accompanied our favourite adolescent-centered stories. All songs included in these films will be considered, so the music in this list won't be limited to only officially released soundtracks. Did we catch all of your favourite songs from these teen movies? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Booksmart. As overachievers, Amy and Molly navigate their final and only crazy night of high school. They're accompanied by songs by artists like Perfume Genius, Lizzo, LCD Sound System, and Alanis Morissette. Director Olivia Wilde reportedly took an interesting approach for this fun, energetic tracklist, with unplanned additions and playlists put on repeat on the set. According to Wilde, it was crucial to have a wide range of music to reflect the unpredictability and variety of teenagehood. For this blend of a girls' night out and coming-of-age film, the soundtrack had to match the chaotic energy of the emotional rollercoaster plot, and it delivered. Number 9. Boyz in the Hood. In this emotional and influential film, a group of 17-year-olds face economic struggles, gang violence, and racial inequality in the 90s in South Central LA.
Something wrong?
Something wrong? Yeah. It's just too bad you don't know what it is. Brother.
Hip-hop and R&B were central to this soundtrack, highlighting the nuances of the black experience in the movie. Ice Cube, who was still just in his 20s at the time, played the teenage doughboy. He also contributed to the soundtrack with the song How to Survive in South Central. On this excellent hip-hop heavy track list, he's joined by greats such as 2 Live Crew, Compton's Most Wanted, and Prodigy. The result is a collection of music that truly bolsters the story.
Well, everybody's here, so go ahead and have a good time. Okay.
Number 8. 16 Candles. In his directorial debut, John Hughes included over 30 songs over the course of this teen rom-com. Interestingly, the soundtrack was initially only put out as a sort of EP, with a grand total of 5 tracks. There's no denying that the breadth of music in the movie itself is something to behold, though. Even if you weren't born in time, it should give you a pretty good idea of what it's like to grow up in the 1980s. You might feel some nostalgia hearing songs by artists such as Billy Idol, Wham, and David Bowie. And don't worry, you're not alone. We also wish we were slow dancing to True by Spandau Ballet. Number 7. Empire Records. Centered on the fate of an independent record store in Delaware, this film was bound to have a winning track list. Despite its initial poor reception, Empire Records has achieved status as a cult film, perhaps thanks in part to its inclusion of young stars such as Renee Zellweger and Liv Tyler. Who could forget Zellweger belting Sugar High from the rooftop and the gang getting ready for the day with Seems by Queen Sarah Saturday? Seems I never get enough of it. With artists Cranberries, Gin Blossoms, and Edwyn Collins, this soundtrack will take you back to the days of 90s radio rock.
I've never met a girl like you before.
Number 6. Romeo and Juliet. In this adaptation, the soundtrack is an intense, soulful complement to the original Shakespearean script that's maintained throughout the film. The most romantic scenes are underscored by songs that completely immerse us in the mood. When Romeo and Juliet first see each other, for instance, Desiree sings Kissing You, the film's love theme. A A young Quindon Tarver also delivers a choir version of Everybody's Free to Feel Good when the two star-crossed lovers elope.
And I'll be there just helping you out.
The soundtrack album itself was also exceptionally popular in Australia, with singles such as the Cardigans' Loveful and Kim Mazel's cover of Young Hearts Run Free. It's easy to see why. Number 5. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's always a treat when authors direct and write the adaptations of their own books. This coming-of-age film follows Charlie, a freshman struggling through his first year of high school in the early 90s. Soon he meets two seniors who take him under their wing.
Yeah.
Who's this?
This is Charlie Kalmakis.
Interestingly, there's some overlap between the tunes in the novel and the ones we see on screen. The Smiths Asleep, anyone?
I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
And who could forget the importance of the Rocky Horror Picture Show's music? Viewers who have read the 1999 novel might be confused about the tunnel song though. In the film, David Bowie's Heroes plays, but in the book, it was Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. Regardless, the movie soundtrack feels thoughtful, aptly accompanying our characters on their journey. Number 4. Grease. Even if you aren't typically the biggest fan of musicals, you can't deny the impact and energy of this romantic comedy.
Took a bowling in the arcade.
We went strolling, drank lemonade.
With a title track by Frankie Valli and duets such as You're the One That I Want and Summer Nights, the sonic styling of Grease have everything one could want. And that's saying nothing of the solo masterpiece that is hopelessly devoted to you.
Don't let go. Hold on to the end.
So it's no surprise that a sing-along version of the film was released in 2010. However, you might be shocked to hear that this soundtrack was only 1978's number 2 best-selling album. First place went to the soundtrack album from a different John Travolta movie, Saturday Night Fever. Number 3. Clueless. This film's eclectic mix of ska, hip-hop, rock and indie show off the range of musical tastes that exist in any high school population.
We're the kids in America. We're the kids in America.
Set primarily in Beverly Hills, the tale of Cher's It Girl life has gifted audiences with musically memorable scenes. Of course, there's Ty's makeover montage with Jill Sabule's Supermodel. And we'd be remiss not to mention Coolio's Rollin' with My Homies at the party in the Valley.
Rolling with the homies.
Rolling with the homies.
Okay, let's do it.
The soundtrack as a whole highlights a certain nostalgia for decades past, while also completely tuning into what made the 90s musical landscape so engaging. With a track list as bubbly as the most popular girl in school, Clueless's track list gets an A.
Where did you go? Where did you go?
Number 2. The Breakfast Club. Just a year after 16 Candles was released, director John Hughes delivered another coming-of-age story.
Well, if I say yes, I'm an idiot, right?
You're an idiot anyway. But if you say you get along with your parents, well, you're a liar too.
This one is centered on a mismatched group of students serving detention on a Saturday. The film's new wave and rock soundtrack captured the blazing sense of angst felt by each individual character in all their seemingly opposing personalities. Even though the soundtrack was negatively received by critics at the time, tracks such as Carla DeVito's We Are Not Alone and Wang Chung's Fire in the Twilight were essential to the more energetic scenes. And of course, we can't forget Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me, which served as the iconic musical backdrop for the beginning and end of the film. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Save the Last Dance, This teen dance film came with a charting hip-hop and R&B soundtrack. 10 Things I Hate About You. Tunes performed by Letters to Cleo, The Cardigans and Say Ferris, to name a few. Dazed and Confused, an unbeatable and practically endless list of 70s hits. Mean Girls, everyone's favourite chick flick featuring Khalees, Pink, Blondie and more.
Your face smells like peppermint.
Cruel Intentions. The Verve, Counting Crows and Fatboy Slim stand out in this soundtrack.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. JUNO. For the soundtrack of this teen pregnancy story, director Jason Reitman reportedly turned to Elliot Page and asked, "What do you think JUNO listens to?" Thanks to Page, the Moldy Peaches and Kimya Dawson are heavily featured.
If I stay in one place, I lose my mind.
The lo-fi melodies and playful lyrics of Tire Swing, My Roller Coaster, and So Nice So Smart notably reflect JUNO's dry humour and charming personality. And let's not forget the iconic use of Anyone Else But You.
You're a part-time lover and a full-time friend. The monkey on your back is the latest trend.
That's not all though. Audiences are also treated to songs by Cat Power, The Kinks, and The Velvet Underground, to name a few.
I'm sticking with you.
Fans were also treated to JUNO B-sides, almost adopted songs, which included another 15 tracks that weren't included in the final cut.
I like boys with strong convictions and convicts with perfect diction.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.